welcome to Teacher with Wings and welcome to yet another video. My name is Anuradha. I'm a student of MBA HR and I'm doing my MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Management Study. ये मेरा छोटा सा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे मैं अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड अपनी लर्निंग से उन सारी छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को शेयर करने की कोशिश करती हूँ which might be of some use for anyone who's planning the MBA in the years to come. Well, almost 1.5 months बचा होगा आप सबके लिए to join your colleges. Now, obviously, you would all be worried about how exactly you can prepare yourself. Now, that preparation anxiety can encompass everything. Now, preparation when it comes to what kind of clothes you need to take, and at the same point of time, what kind of things you need to be expecting or you might come across when you get into your MBA years. अब इस पॉइंट पे अगर कोई आपको थोड़ा सा गाइड कर दे एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड तरीके से कि क्या चीज़ों को आपको थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस में रखना चाहिए देन आई एम श्योर इट विल हेल्प यू टू एक्सेल योर MBA जर्नी फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट डे. अगर एक्सेल नहीं भी कर पाएंगे तो एटलीस्ट आपको ये बहुत ज़्यादा शॉकिंग नहीं लगेगा कि ओ माई गॉड आई डिड नॉट रियली एक्सपेक्ट टू कम अक्रॉस दिस. सो टेकिंग द सेम थॉट फॉरवर्ड लेट्स बिगिन टुडेज वीडियो. वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले आई वुड आस्क यू दिस क्वेश्चन. Sit down and think. Are all the skills learnt by doing them, or someone would have some kind of innate quality which will make that person extremely phenomenal in that particular domain? मेरा पर्सनल मानना है कि skills are both learnt and at the same point of time people are also blessed with certain skills. Now हम किस चीज़ से blessed हैं वो तो शायद हम ज़्यादा alter ना कर सके, but with learning, with practice, we can definitely improvise on a lot of skills. आज की वीडियो में हम उन्हीं कुछ 2-4 चीज़ों के बारे में बात करेंगे which I think अगर आप उनको थोड़ा सा प्रिपेयर करके चलो शुरुआत से ही तो आपके लिए ज़्यादा बेटर होगा to start your MBA journey. So let's begin the video. First thing which I would share from my personal experiences, have a little bit of idea of MS Excel, R programming and Python. Now you would be like अरे यार ये तो मैनेजमेंट का कॉलेज है मतलब मुझे ये सब क्यों करना है and this that and everything. Trust me, I also had the same thought and trust me, I also thought that यार चलो ठीक है अगर मैंने पहले से इन चीज़ों को नहीं किया है तो along the journey मैं कर लूँगी और थोड़ा बहुत ठीक है I would not be the topper in these subjects but at least एक respectable marks आ जाएंगे. But unfortunately at the end of my first year I did come across all these 3 subjects. Excel was a part of my first semester and then R and Python were a part of my second semester. I really had a very hard time because one, मुझे Excel का इतना idea नहीं था. Though we used to use Google Sheet, but Google Sheet comes in according to me a little more handy as compared to MS Excel. But the firms when you join there or when you join any corporate full time you would be expected to know a little bit of Excel and in fact little bit तो ये word ही discard कर देना चाहिए. I think बहुत अच्छी तरीके से एक certain amount of certain level तक आपको Excel आना चाहिए. Same goes for R programming as well. Now Python maybe or maybe not, I would not vouch much on that part, but my entire suggestion at this point would be please have a little bit of idea about these 3 things because I know if you do not have any idea about these things for you sitting through those 24 classes across the semester is going to be very difficult. It was extremely difficult for me because I understood nothing. Now हमारे Excel के जो प्रोफेसर हैं he is really amazing. He makes the class so lively. But the point is क्योंकि मेरा personal interest ही नहीं था और मैंने कभी उसकी तरफ में inclination दिखाया ही नहीं, I had to face the consequences. तो मैं नहीं चाहती कि आप उस चीज़ में या फिर आप उस experience को go through करो. So please try to have a little bit of idea about at least these 3 things. You might come across a different combination in terms of in which semester they get to be a part of your syllabus, but I'm sure you're definitely going to do. So that is my point number 1. Now point number 2 is please have an elevator pitch ready for yourself. Now what is an elevator pitch? Now elevator pitch, just exactly as the word suggests, it is a way in which you have to convince anyone for getting hired for a certain job, or if not even that, at least to be able to grab a certain position of responsibility. So इसे elevator pitch इसलिए कहा जाता है because they are pretty much time bound. So please be ready for those elevator pitches if somebody asks you, okay, introduce yourself, or what is it that you would want the world to know about you, please be very ready for such questions. It's not that you're going to come across these questions when you start sitting for your internships. That's not the case. But I think जहाँ तक मुझे याद है, I was a part of the placement cell, एंड मेरा फर्स्ट इंडक्शन प्रोसेस ख़त्म नहीं होता उसके पहले ही बहुत सारे क्लब्स एंड सेल्स के इंटरव्यूज़ वगैरह स्टार्ट हो गए थे. सो इफ़ यू हैव अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ आइडिया about all of these things, then obviously it makes you look more prepared, makes you look more confident when you have to go through any of these situations, right? Just in case you want to know more about the clubs and cells which we have in our college, please drop in a comment in the comment section and I would love to share about them in detail. चलते हैं अपने पॉइंट नंबर 3 की तरफ. प्लीज नो हाउ टू मेक प्रेजेंटेशंस. अब आई एम श्योर मेरी जो जनता है उसमें से कोई ना कोई उठ के ज़रूर बोलेगा, कम ऑन अनुराधा, लाइक सीरियसली यू आर आस्किंग अस टू नो हाउ टू मेक प्रेजेंटेशंस. इजंट दैट सो ऑब्वियस दैट एवरीबडी शुड नो इट? Yes, it is obvious, but at the same point of time, so मैंने अपनी लाइफ में since I was working, I've given a lot of presentations. But MBA में once you get into, थोड़ा सा एक anxiety factor आता है in the very beginning when it comes to what kind of presentations you should pitch, what kind of template you should use, what kind of language that you should use. So again, if you want, I can share some of my presentations for sure. तो मेरा मानना ये है कि if you have a little bit of practice on making proper presentations which are very much clear, then definitely you would be in a much better and a confident position, because the moment your induction processes would be over, you'll be getting like 3 assignments per subject, and if I'm not wrong, there were around 12 to 13 subjects in the first semester itself. तो आपकी तैयारी काफ़ी अच्छी खासी बनी रहेगी. So that was my, I think, point number 3. Okay, now let's move on to point number 4. Learn a little bit of editing. So I learned Canva after getting into the college. And again, trust me, it's not at all a rocket science. बहुत ही easy होता है, और ऐसे ही बहुत सारे और applications भी होते हैं. तो मैं अपना पूरा का पूरा वीडियो जो भी बनाती हूँ मैं अपने iPhone पे बनाती हूँ. तो मुझे iMovies का बहुत अच्छा खासा आइडिया है, और इसके साथ साथ में वीटा वीडियोज़, इन शॉर्ट जैसे बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस को मैं बहुत अच्छी तरीके से इस्तेमाल कर सकती हूँ. Now you would ask me that, dude, why do I need to learn that? You do need to learn it because the moment you get into any particular cell and committee, and if you have any cell and committee for your preference, and you share that, this is something that I am already excelling at, or this is something with which I am pretty good, it would come in as one of the criteria to have you in that particular cell. If you want, I would love to share my video which I submitted in the placement cell. वो basically एक वो था where I had to like show 3 corners of the college which are very close to my heart. तो उसमें थोड़ी बहुत editing and video shooting मैंने करी थी. तो थोड़ा बहुत अगर आप भी सीख के आओ, then that comes in as a added advantage to your personality. So that would be my point number 4. And most important, point number 5 at this point would be, please do not shy away from asking questions. You would say that यार मतलब is that even a skill? Yes, it is a skill. So कई बार आपने देखा होगा कि हम बहुत सारे international forums पे, when there are diplomats who are sent, when there are ministers who are sent, why do you think that every country tries to send their best minister or tries to send their best diplomat when they are being presented on an international stage? The reason is it's not just how confident you are in terms of communicating, but it's also equally important how confident you are to raise the right kind of question. So learn the art of asking questions. Have some pet sentences with which you begin your questions, because I am sure they help you frame your questions in a very, very impressive manner. More or less everybody asks the same kind of questions. Like जहाँ तक मुझे याद है, मैंने बहुत सारे ऐसे फोरम्स देखे हैं जिसमें मैंने इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान के डायलॉग्स को देखा है, जहाँ पे ओवर एंड ओवर कश्मीर मैटर को उठाया जाता है ना. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एज एन एग्जाम्पल. The matter of Kashmir is raised over and over in many ways, right? But every single time you would feel that there is something different which is worth your time to hear, because the diplomats know how to present that question. The diplomats know how to make their point heard. In the very same manner, learn the art of asking questions. Well, if you want to have some kind of suggestions along those lines as well, then please drop in your comment. I would be more than happy to help you out with that. Well, ये थे मेरे 5 ऐसी चीज़ें. I would still vouch for the idea that not everyone is born with a perfection when it comes to having a lot of skills and everything, but a lot of it can be learned. मैंने बहुत सारी चीज़ों को इग्नोर किया है अपनी लाइफ में, बिकॉज ऑफ विच आई हैड टू फेस द रेपरकशन. मैंने सोचा था, जब मेरी MBA की क्लासेस मैंने नहीं ज्वाइन करी थी, तो मैंने सोचा था कि मैं एक्सेल सीख के जाऊँगी, थोड़ा सा आर प्रोग्रामिंग देख लूँगी, अरे पाइथन तो कर ही लूँगी. इनफैक्ट इंटर्नशिप पे आने से भी पहले मैंने सोचा था कि मैं ये सारी चीज़ें सीख के रखूँगी, बट ट्रस्ट में मैंने नहीं सीखा. थोड़ा सा देखो, जुगाड़ तो हर चीज़ का हो ही जाता है यार. आई मीन जुगाड़ लगाना इज़ वेरी वेरी ईजी, बट एट द सेम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम थोड़ा सा ये भी सोचो कि इफ़ यू लर्न दीज थिंग्स इन एडवांस, you will be in a more confident position to grasp more than what an average student sitting in the class would be doing. Same goes for editing and all of these things as well. मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि this is so basic यार, मतलब इसमें तो कोई rocket science नहीं. You just have to like pick up an application and you just start editing certain videos and all of that. But once I got into the college, I did see that again. I'm not trying to pull down anyone at all. भगवान कभी मुझसे ऐसा करवाए भी ना. That's not the point. But what I'm trying to say is, if you learn these things, they do help you a lot. Well, ये था मेरा आज का छोटा सा 12 minute का वीडियो. I really hope it adds some value to your pumping up journey of starting your MBA in the right way. If it does, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and share the video with anyone out there who's planning to do the MBA probably this year or sometime nearby in the years to come. कुछ भी और नया सीखना हो, प्लीज़ कमेंट में डालिए. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है टू आंसर एवरीबडीज क्वेश्चन. देयर वाज समवन हु वाज आस्किंग मी अबाउट अ सर्टेन नंबर विच दैट पर्सन शेयर्ड, कि मतलब ये वेटिंग लिस्ट में है, वो होगा कि नहीं होगा. First thing first, I'm not in a position to give you any yes or no on that. मेरी इतनी कोई ability नहीं है. But as per what I have heard from my seniors also, यहाँ पे waiting list ज़्यादा move नहीं करती है. So I don't want to hurt you, but I think you're smart. You understood what I'm trying to say. Well, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share and subscribe. Bye-bye.